Cristiano Ronaldo has agreed a new deal with Real Madrid. The length of the contract extension has not been confirmed, but the club have said that Ronaldo and Real President Florentino Perez will appear at a ceremony at the Bernabeu at 11:45 this morning. Well, Sky Sports Spanish football expert Guillem Balaguer joins us on the phone now. Guillem, a very good morning to you. First of all, is this new deal a reaction, a response to Gareth Bale's arrival at the club?
Not exactly. He will renew his contract until 2018. He will be the best paid player in Spain, above Messi. It's going to be 17 million euros net. We're entering a new phase of wage structures here. But obviously there were one or two things that Cristiano Ronaldo had to make sure before actually he signed this contract. A contract that was agreed in the summer, around the mid-July, when Florentino Perez said in L'Equipe, in the French newspaper, that Ronaldo was going to stay at Real Madrid forever. He knew it because everything had been agreed, but not signed, because Cristiano Ronaldo wanted to see two things. One, the submission of the club to him, in the sense that he wanted to feel as important as is possible for a number one, and I think he's felt that in the last few months. And number two, he wanted to see if Bale was coming, if he was going to earn more money than him, and if Real Madrid were going to pay more money for Bale than they pay for Cristiano. Well, Bale will earn less than 17 million euros for sure, and this is where it gets funny, because Real Madrid have always said we paid 91 million euros for Bale, which is less than the 96 of Cristiano, when in fact they paid 101, but they're trying to twist the truth a little bit so Cristiano didn't get upset.
Was there ever any real danger that Ronaldo would leave? We know that he was linked with a possible move back to Old Trafford in the summer. Was that just posturing?
Well, there was certainly contacts between Cristiano Ronaldo, his representatives, and Manchester United. No doubt about that, and no doubt, of course, of the interest of Manchester United to bring Cristiano. I never believed that Cristiano was going to go to Manchester United. I've heard his entourage saying Manchester United is a place where he'd like to go. He loves it there. People love him as well. But he felt that to actually get the height that he wants as a player, he had to stay at Real Madrid, but he had to stay under his conditions. And it was kind of convenient that he was flirting with Manchester United in the last year or two, but it was pretty clear to Real Madrid and to people who know Spanish football that Cristiano always wanted to stay at Real Madrid.
And we know that Ronaldo and Florentino Perez are due to appear, I think, in the royal box at a ceremony at the Bernabeu. Just explain to us, Guillem, what's going on there and how that might reflect what's happened in the last week or so.
Well, basically, it's going to be a pretty similar thing as you saw with Bale, where the chairman, who loves the paraphernalia of showing this Galacticos renewing or Galacticos arriving, will be presented to the press. I'm sure it will be some kind of press conference. At least one of the two, if not the two, will have to talk. And just basically, Florentino Perez wanted to do it before he meets the season ticket holders on the 22nd of September. So he had a very placid meeting with them. He's been announcing for not months, years, that Cristiano was going to stay, but his declaration to L'Equipe, I think it was around the 25th of July, saying he's staying forever, was confirmation that everything had been agreed. But it is interesting that every time that Florentino Perez said, should we sign, the answer was, well, let's see what happens with Bale. But it seems like everybody's happy now. As you know, about a year ago, Cristiano Ronaldo said he was unhappy, he was sad. Now he is definitely happy, and so is his bank, I suppose.
So, Guillem, how much demand for this ceremony today has come from Ronaldo himself? We know that there was that handshake in the car park, and there was a degree of staging clearly from the club with that, and he's had to take a place in the limelight, certainly in the last couple of weeks. Is this just perhaps Ronaldo's way of reaffirming that he is the main man?
It was always going to happen, but it's a good point you're making, because, as we said earlier, it is very clear that Cristiano Ronaldo felt sad, not only because he was earning less than Messi, for instance, and that his contract renewal was stuck because there were negotiations about his image rights. Real Madrid wanted to take a bigger percentage. Now they shared out about 55% to Cristiano and the rest for Real Madrid. But in any case, it was just that Cristiano was asking for love from the club. And you show the love by the kind of contract that you sign. You show the love by the kind of ceremony we're going to see. And you show the love by the way that Florentino Perez, every time he's been asked about Cristiano, he's been saying, best in the world, we really, really like him. And I think the whole club has turned round to see Cristiano as the star of the club and not Florentino, not the coach, not anybody else.
OK, well, we'll see Gareth Bale in action in just a moment, Guillaume. But how has his debut gone down in Spain?
Well, it's good that he scored because he obviously is clearly out of form. He needs a little bit of work, well, quite a lot of work, really. He hasn't had a pre-season. That kind of thing affects you. Maybe not so much now with the push of getting to the lineup and playing now in the Champions League, but about November, December, when you should see how good the work in pre-season was, he may be affected, and that means an irregular season. So in the meantime, if he can score, and he obviously was clever enough to position himself, in a place to score, then he would just quite a lot of voices. But in the meantime, everybody was happy with him. You could see the way everybody went to him to hug him, and the club is pleased as well that he started scoring.
And much talk has been about Bale and Ronaldo and how they'll blend in that team. We've seen those pictures from the training pitch as well. From what you saw last night, Guillaume, how do you expect them to work on the pitch?
What you could see was Gareth Bale looking at Ronaldo and his runs and him adapting to it. And I think that's what we're going to see for a while. It's quite clear that the front three for Ancelotti is going to be Benzema, Bale and Ronaldo. And they're going to swap, they're going to change places. It's going to be a dynamic front. And it cannot be any other way because that's modern football. There's no still positions. And I think Bale will like that because that's what he's been doing at Spurs for the last couple of years. But at the moment, always under the bossing of Cristiano Ronaldo, who will take the free kicks as well for now.